Thanks so much for joining me for this session of Dr. Plotzker's Mind. I try to stay away from controversies. In fact, most of my presentations are about fairly neutral subjects like going on vacation or attending senior classes or having guests for dinner. Usually things that don't get cards or letters or have any reason to generate hostility. Yet you never know these days anything generates hostility, deserved or not. But this time I'm going to kind of take a chance. I went to a wonderful concert this weekend. My wife sings in a number of choral groups, and I make a point of attending pretty much every concert in which she is one of the singers. The forums vary. Often they are held in churches. The largest group is with a regional symphony, which also is in conjunction with one of the local high schools on the other side of our state line. Absolutely terrific concert. And the very large sanctuary was undoubtedly more full for the concert than I would expect it to be on a Sunday morning worship, though I really don't know that. It was a very large sanctuary with a lot of people. And the people were enjoying. I assume some go to hear the regional symphony. Others have relatives who are performers like me, including parents of the high schoolers who were singing, and they really did a good job. What struck me is that the attendance that I witnessed, a few hundred people, did not reflect the distribution of the community. There were almost no people of color. A couple of Asians. The number of African Americans or even Native Africans, black people, I could count on my fingers. I'm not sure I would even need both hands, but virtually nobody. I would have expected a better representation just from the high school. I wonder why. Everybody was polite. The people who were there were cordial. They clapped. There were some people of color as performers, just not in the audience. And I don't know why. The other place I've experienced this phenomenon, or at least this impression of phenomenon, since I don't keep data, have been my visits to the Western National Parks. I've been to Yellowstone, Zion, and Bryce. There are Hasidim, but many fewer African Americans than I would expect from the population distribution of America. And I wonder why. There were people from Mexico. You could drive in the parking lot and see license plates from Mexico. There were license plates from Canada. The Utah National Parks, the nearest airport is Las Vegas. People of every imaginable ethnicity have a presence in Las Vegas. And to be fair, I've not been to the Grand Canyon. There were not a lot of people of color at Yellowstone. I've been to the Everglades, and again, the population did not reflect the population of the community, except for class trips. There were class trips that looked like what you would expect a class from South Florida to look like. I've been to the Kentucky National Parks, and again, the people visiting them as parks were virtually all people of European ancestry, except for a couple of class trips. It is still in driving range of Louisville. St. Louis is a bit of a long trip, probably longer than a class would want to undertake. But I was a little bit surprised at the population distribution. It wasn't what I would have expected. In this day of diversity and inclusion, while it looks like the workplace and the schools is where the focus and the controversy occurs, the cultural features, the science that we see in America is open to everyone. Nobody would have been disallowed at that concert. In fact, the music itself was partly Latin American. It was modern music and very excellent music. The majesty of the parks speak for themselves. That we have a very restricted view of diversity and inclusivity. It's not just the workplace and the school, it's everything that is available. The cost of a ticket concert for what I attended would be less than attending a movie, or roughly the same as attending a movie. Admittedly, to get to a remote national park requires you to have a car, requires you to have time off from work, but we do have time off from work. The hotels that surround the parks are not terribly expensive. People can eat very economically. They just have to get there. They could either drive, and certainly the cars in the parking lot came from some very distant places, or you could fly. And if you fly to Las Vegas, you could drive to the park. If you spend money at Disney World, you could spend less money at the Everglades and go to roughly the same airport. For some reason, there is no exclusion. Not for something like that. Everybody would be welcome. But not everybody perceives its value the same. Well, you can uh, create some animosity with the DEI as it is set up now. I think having better engagement, better participation in the culture and science, where there is no controversy of who may attend, who should attend, who derives benefit. There's no controversy at all. Yet the organizers of these programs don't seem to be focused at a more diverse enrollment of what they offer. It really surprised me and probably shouldn't be that way. Thanks so much for sharing this session of Dr. Plotzker's Mind.